Hello, and welcome to another episode of Menopause Made Easy. I am your host, Tanya, and I'm here to guide you through the maze of menopause with clarity and compassion. And today we're diving into a topic that's been buzzing in the fitness and nutrition world, and that is BCAAs, or you might hear them as branched chain amino acids. And why are they beneficial during menopause? So, in my midlife reboot program, I talk a lot about mindset, nutrition, and movement. And we go back and forth between all of those because you're a puzzle. Think of yourself as a puzzle, and we have these pieces of the puzzle that we put in place. So we will learn about a certain nutritional component, such as something I'm going to share with you today. And then we will figure out how to implement it into our life with practical strategies. And then we will pull in a mindset piece of what is the resistance to why you aren't doing it so that we can have it happen, right? And so there's a lot of, just because we want something sometimes doesn't mean it's going to happen. Sometimes we have to look at our nervous system. Sometimes we have to look at our thoughts. Sometimes we have to look at our habits, our routines, that sort of thing. So we're constantly learning something. How do we apply it? What's blocking us? Are we moving forward? All right, so today this would be considered a nutrition component. And we're going to talk about, you've heard we must eat more protein, right? It's the building blocks. So we're going to dive into one aspect of this today. So let's first understand what BCC or BCAAs are, okay? I'm just going to call them either that or branched chain amino acids, or maybe I might even just say amino acids. Okay, so there's essential amino acids and then there's non-essential amino acids. And the BCAAs are three essential amino acids. And I might butcher how I say these because I don't say everything correctly, but it's leucine, which you may have heard a lot about, isoleucine, and valine. Okay, and they're termed essential because our bodies cannot produce them. We must obtain them, we must eat them through our diet. Okay, and these amino acids are known for their role in muscle protein synthesis, energy production during exercise, and reducing muscle breakdown. All right, so we need these three, there's more than three, but we're talking about these three today. Essential proteins from our food sources. And this is why it's really important, again, to get whole food sources of nutrition. Okay, so now you might be wondering, like, why care? Honestly, why should I care about taking branched chain amino acids during menopause? And that's a great question. Okay, so during menopause, declining estrogen levels can lead to decrease in muscle mass and strength, a condition known as sarcopenia. I've done many episodes on exercise. And maintaining muscle mass is crucial, not just for your mobility, okay, but also for your metabolic health and bone density. All right, so we need these building blocks in our body. Leucine, which you may have heard a lot about, okay, is one of the branched chain amino acids that's been identified as a key player in stimulating muscle protein synthesis, which means building muscle. Okay, so think of it as the ignition key that starts the engine of muscle building. Okay, so however, it's important to note that leucine alone is not enough. Okay, so building muscle is like constructing a house. You need all the materials. So not just the bricks or the wood, but you need the screws, okay, and the glass and all the rest of it. Okay, so this means a balanced intake of all these essential amino acids is necessary for us to have effective muscle repair and growth. All right, so have a look at your current diet and see, are you getting enough of these branched chain amino acids? Are you getting enough leucine? You can Google what foods have leucine in them. Okay, in my midlife reboot, of course, I will give you the whole list. We would go over all the things. We would make sure we're getting the right amounts, and then we would take it from there. Because it's important, like food is the first line of defense. All right. So some people might be considering supplements because, some people like to think I can just take a pill and then I don't have to worry about my diet, but that's not how it works. Okay. So should you consider BCAA supplements during menopause? And the answer isn't straightforward because if you're consuming a diet that's rich in high quality protein like lean meats and dairy, legume, and whole grains, you're probably getting enough of these BCAAs, right? And so why supplement if you don't need them? It's an additional like it's not going to give you any additional benefit and it could be an unnecessary expense. So this is the other thing with supplements. We should always be looking at are we getting it in our diet first? And if not, how can we supplement? And then it's not a forever, we can pulse in and pulse out. Okay, now you might want to think about them if you're engaging in regular resistance training and finding it challenging to meet your protein needs through food alone. So, we've talked a lot about protein in here. We need 30 grams of protein, aiming for like 30 grams per meal of protein. Am I saying this right? So each meal we want 30 grams minimum of protein. So are you getting those 30 grams of protein? That's minimum. Okay. So technically you'll hear different terms, but I go for approximately 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. And so, looking again in our midlife reboot, we will break down each meal. We'll see what protein we're getting in those meals. Do we need to add more? Do we need to take some away? Making sure that we are getting our protein requirements. Okay, so if we aren't, supplementation could be beneficial because they might aid in reducing muscle soreness and improving recovery. But remember that supplements are just that, as I've said before, it is not a replacement for a balanced diet. Okay, it's also worth noting that BCAAs can play a crucial role in muscle maintenance. Okay, they aren't a magic bullet. All right, so again, we want to make sure that we are getting these essential amino acids into our diet so that we can have some muscle maintenance. And our overall lifestyle factors like regular exercise, adequate sleep, stress management, and a nutrient-rich diet are all critical components to healthy aging during menopause. So again, looking at are you getting your exercise in, your movement, and it's not just one thing. It's not just yoga, it's not just Pilates. It's like what I talk about in the midlife reboot. Are you getting your, oh my God, I'm having like a brain farts today. All the different components, right? Balance, aerobic, Pilates, stress reducing, nervous system, weights. Like there is the balanced menopausal plate. That's what I'm looking at, the balanced menopausal plate and the balanced menopausal movement. Okay, so it is looking at all of these factors. All right, so something for you to just have a look at. So, in conclusion, BCAAs can be a helpful tool in your menopausal toolkit. All right, especially if you're active and aiming to preserve muscle mass. And if you listen to last week's episode, I talked about how muscle mass is a sponge for sugars. Listen to that one. It's we like I say, everybody, we got to lift those weights. There's just no way around it. I'm sorry. But that's just how it is. If you want to age gracefully, with vitality and vibrancy and strength and independence and care for your bones and muscles. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're getting enough of them in our day-to-day dietary intake. And we want to make sure that we are getting the best out of them by using those components of an overall healthy lifestyle. Again, so regular exercise, adequate sleep, stress management, nutrient-rich diet. Okay, so working together, that is going to be your best plan. And you can decide whether you want to supplement or not. That is your choice. But start having a look at those basic lifestyle factors first. All right, ladies, so that was a little bit of a nutrition lesson today. Have a look at what you're eating, how much protein, are you getting enough of your essential amino acids? You can look all of them up. You can see what percentages you need. And again, you can just go into how do you feel? How are you recovering? How is your muscle building going? All right. And these are the things that I help you with inside the midlife reboot because this can be overwhelming and confusing, and it doesn't need to be. All right. So, again, you can pretty much sort this out by making sure you're getting a good protein intake. All right. So, thank you for joining me on this episode of Menopause Made Easy today. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe to my podcast, share it with others navigating the menopausal journey. And until next time, take care and stay strong, vibrant, and energetic. I'll see you in the next episode, everybody. Mwah.